They say Lagos never sleeps. That was the city where Amara's life changed, not with thunder, but with a quiet, impossible shift that pulled everything she knew away. At 23, Amara had tired hands and a heart that still believed small miracles were possible. She worked at the Royal Orchid, serving wine to people who seemed to own the city. She smiled for tips. She smiled to hide how much she was starving, for money, for peace, for a life where her mother's cough wouldn't cost their home. That was when Tay Aidwale noticed her. A man whose name filled newspapers and boardrooms, 31, rich enough to make Lagos bow, and broken enough to build his life around one rule: never be hurt again. He saw in Amara a face that resembled the woman who betrayed him, and from that moment, a dangerous plan was born. He came to the restaurant twice before Amara learned his name. The first time he left a tip that made her dizzy. The second time, he left a card. Tay Aidwale Group, embossed in letters that looked like promises and threats all at once. Model, he said when he approached her. A brand campaign. Good pay. Amara said yes, because her mother lay in a hospital bed, because bills stacked higher than hope, because in Lagos, survival often wears the face of obedience. The mansion he brought her to wasn't a home. It was a monument. Marble, glass, and quiet corridors that echoed with their own power. On the first day, he handed her a contract. "You'll stay a while," he said. It wasn't a request. And when he paid her mother's bill, Amara signed. Her freedom became the debt's hidden cost. Tay's cruelty wasn't loud. It came in calm words and quiet orders, in the way he told her what to wear, where to go, and when to smile. He never shouted. He didn't need to. Control, for him, was an art form. "Remember who gave you this life," he would say. "I don't do charity. I invest." Sometimes he showed kindness that felt like barbed wire. He'd send money for her mother, then remind her to be grateful. He'd give her a car but forbid her to drive too far. He'd buy her dresses, then demand she wear them exactly how he liked. At night, when the house slept, Amara would whisper to the ceiling, "Mama, one day we'll laugh about this." But the truth was heavier than laughter. One evening, Tay confessed something that hollowed her chest. "You look like her," he said softly. "So I thought, maybe if I took something of hers away, I'd be whole again." She didn't understand at first. But in time, she realized he hadn't wanted to take her love. He wanted to take her peace. Every act of control was a lesson in ownership. Every small kindness came with chains. Gratitude became her handcuffs. And yet Amara stayed. Because hope, stubborn and naive, disguised itself as patience. Until one morning before dawn, she gathered her courage, packed a single bag, and walked out into the Lagos rain. The guard tried to stop her. "Madam," Mr. Aidwale said. "Let me go," she said, and her voice was steady. For the first time, it belonged only to her. The mansion didn't know how to breathe without her. The echo of her footsteps haunted the marble. Tay, the man who owned everything, paced like a wounded lion. For the first time, he realized that power could not buy peace. He told himself she'd return. But control doesn't teach love, only possession. Amara started a quiet life in Surulere. She worked at a small cafe. Her room was tiny, the window leaked when it rained, but the air felt like forgiveness. She served coffee with clean hands and remembered customers' names. For the first time, she was free. Then, one rainy evening, fate, unpredictable as always, brought them face to face again. Tay's car had broken down. He stepped into the cafe, soaked, unguarded. Amara was behind the counter, hair in a loose bun, apron stained from the morning rush. He froze when he saw her. She looked alive in a way she never had in his house. "You look well," he said. He placed an envelope on the counter, her mother's new hospital bill, paid in full. "Why?" she asked, her voice quiet but firm. "Because I couldn't save you," he said, "but I could help what you love survive." For the first time, Tay spoke without armor. The man who once spoke only to command now spoke to confess. They talked for a while, carefully, cautiously. Amara told him of her new life. He listened, carrying the silence like repentance. When she asked why he tried to own her, his answer came like a bruise wrapped in truth. "I thought if I controlled someone who looked like her," he said, "I'd take back what she stole from me. I didn't know I'd become what I hated." He left into the rain without guards, without arrogance, without certainty. And for the first time, Amara felt pity, not for the man who had hurt her, but for the man who had never learned to love without breaking things. Weeks later, a letter arrived in handwriting she knew by heart. You once said love should feel like freedom, not fear. I thought breaking you would heal me. It didn't. I hope you find a life that doesn't need to forgive me. If you ever remember me, remember that I tried too late. She folded the letter, placed it in her journal, and breathed. She didn't cry. She had given enough of her tears to the past. Months later, they crossed paths again, by chance. Their eyes met. The air between them carried no anger, no longing, just understanding. Goodbye, Amara, he said. Goodbye, Tay, she replied. No grand ending, no reunion. Just two people learning that sometimes letting go is the most painful way to love. Amara found peace, and Tay found the weight of his own mistakes. Their story wasn't about forever. It was about survival, and the courage to leave when love becomes a cage. Because in the end, power can be bought, but love never can. This was He Bought Me Just to Break Me, a story of control, redemption, and freedom. If this story moved you, subscribe to Drama Blend, where every drama feels like home.